Okay, back again, and I've decided what I want to do for the inside is I found some embossed paper that looks nice, and it's a little bit thick so it'll provide some sturdiness. I've done all the boring bits of measuring and cutting it out, so now I'm going to flatten out this bottom part. I'll just tape it down and yeah, sorry, concentrating on this. Saying I'm going to tape it down and put the paper over the top of it. Oh. I was thinking I'll put some more tape on the hinge areas as well, and just to strengthen them. And I'm only going to use the cardboard in the bottom part, and I think I'll just do some more napkin to cover all of this up, because I don't want this to be too thick, otherwise it's not going to close very easily. Alright, so I'll tape the bottom as well. It's a bit fiddly doing this. It's really hot outside today. It's going to hit 40, which is 104 Fahrenheit. I already looked that up so I could tell you. Yeah. The boys, who are our dogs, we refer to them as the boys, they're in the other room at the moment, but they'll probably come down here with me soon because it's cooler down here. Much too hot for them outside today. Plus Clyde, who's a German Shepherd cross, he's molting, shedding at the moment, and there's hair everywhere. But it's good that he gets that winter coat out. I can't believe he's hung on to it for so long. He needs to get that off his body so that he's not quite as hot. Alright, so I need some glue for this. Probably use this tacky glue actually. Don't know if I've got a lot left, but alright, so put this part here. I've already put a flappy part so that that's there. Let's see the embossing. Oh, okay. I only just noticed that the embossing is better on one side than the other, so I'll make sure that the nicer side is facing inwards. Pretty patterns with the glue. I'm hoping adding this thicker card will help make the box more sturdy as well. looks alright. So far so good. My throat's just suddenly become sore this morning, and it feels like my glands are up. Like there's a lump in my throat sort of feeling. So I hope I'm not coming down with something. I have the flu injection every year, so it wouldn't be a flu. But maybe a cold or sore throat infection type thing. I hope not. It's not that pleasant. But we'll see. Now, because I'm not an expert measurer and cutter, there are tiny little gaps where the papers meet, but I don't really care too much. The overall general appearance is pretty good, so, and it's not like you're going to be looking inside the box too much. But I do want it to look nicer than just the plain white inside that it has now. So now it's New Year's Eve, and according to my hubby who just came back from the shops, it's crazy down there. People are obviously buying up for their parties that they're going to have tonight. Although what we think is unusual is the post office is closed today. I can understand tomorrow because it's, you know, it's a public holiday for New Year's Day. But they've obviously taken that extra day off as well. It's a bit slack. We had things to post. And bills to pay. We pay our bills through the post office here. I don't know if that's the same worldwide. I suppose it's just a service the post office provides in order to give them a bit more income as well. Right, now, I made a boo-boo. I was supposed to tape under there first. Just pull that up quickly and shove some in there. It's going to be too long. Oh, come on. Don't be awkward. Get a bit more glue. So thankful that the camera actually beeps when it switches off like that. It does that every 8 minutes. I know Stacey from Pink Poodle Crafts has to set an alarm to remind her to switch hers back on. What a hassle. Not really sure why. It's something to do with the capacity of the camera, I think. I thought it was the memory card, but my husband says he doesn't think so. Right. Embossed side out. Shove that in. It's slightly... It fits very, very snugly. Alright. I can't get it out again. Probably don't really need to glue it, but just to give it a bit more stability, I'm going to get any more glue out of this. It seems to be coming to an end. Just put a little bit of glue. Glooby dooby doo. Sit down nicely. Like I say to the dogs, sit down nicely. I know when I say that they're going to get a dog treat. Overlapped very slightly there, but it's okay. So there's the inside. And now I want to do another napkin. I'll find the lid for this. I got some stuff out earlier on just to hunt through what I have and see what I can match with the napkin to decorate the top. And I don't have things that match perfectly, so I'm going to have to go with, you know, the closest I can get, which hopefully won't look too bad. But I'm still not definitely decided what I'm going to use or how I'm going to use it, but at least I've got a basic idea. Alright, so I just really want scrap bits, don't I? So if I cut that off a little bit over there, actually, just cut it in half like this. This is only the inside, it doesn't have to be spot on perfect, but it'll still be good if it looks nice. Yes. What am I going to do about that hole? Try and get the birdies in there. So they go off the edge on the brown part, don't they? No, I'm not going to be able to get both of them. Just snip a hole in here so I can get access to that later. I probably should have tucked that under there. Might be able to still lift it up a little bit, or maybe not. Just leave it. Okay. I'm probably fussing too much, aren't I? Probably. Right, let's get some glue. There's a paper bead roll in there. I was playing around with some paper yesterday and thought I'll make a few beads out of an envelope that I had. It's a bit stripy. Now I'm using a different glue. I used Mod Podge yesterday. I don't think it matters. This is just PVA with a bit of water in it. It still works just as good, I think. Hopefully this will stick alright to the acetate. Wrinkly wrinkles. You can still see the line there, so it's not really that perfect. You can probably see an easier way that I should have done this. But this is what I'm doing. Oh, that's a bit wet, but not push that too much with my hand. Ooh, big wrinkles. I just made it worse. Oh well, squish it down. It'll be fine. Don't brush it too much, it'll tear. Oh, noisy. What was that? Just a car. Thought it was going to be a motorbike. Alright, I'll let that dry. And fiddle about with what I want to put on the top. I've got some seashells which I think match really nicely. And what I did, I covered them in some of the Mod Podge varnish so that the colours would shine through a bit better. That worked really nicely. They're pretty. It's got a few of those. And where did I put other things? I've got some ribbon. Oops. Some brown ribbon. I've got an orange one too, sort of a burnt orange, but doesn't really match that perfectly, but I'll keep that aside just in case. Oh, and there's another little long shell. I've got some other ribbon which matches quite well with the bird colour, and a butterfly, and a doily, and a tag, and some of the bling things. This plastic I want to put over the window, and some of this gorgeous paper that's textured and a bit shiny. I might cut a shape out of that. I'm not really sure. I'm just sort of tossing things around, thinking about it. I think that's all I was looking at this stage. Oh, and flowers. I need to see if I've got any flowers that will go. Got a box of flowers here. I've got those little rosettes. Yeah, look, that's a nice colour. That goes well. But they're a little bit big. It'd be nice if they were smaller. There's that one. But I'll see what I can do. There's a smaller one. It's a good colour. I might pick those out in case I decide to use those. It's in this funny box. That's one of my very early on silly girls. She looks a bit weird. I just, this was a box that had some, oh, it's dusty. Had some tights in it, I think, that my daughter bought. And she asked me, because I like boxes, she always asked me, do you want the box? And I said, yeah. And this was the cover stuck around it, so I turned it inside out and did a bit of sort of mixed media stuff on the background and did this crazy girl with her weird eyes. And I did another one, just sidetracking a little here. I did another one. She's even weirder. That was fun. I did that, a couple of years ago now. So I use those boxes to keep, one of them's got feathers in and the other one has flowers. So, getting back to this, I really wanted a green butterfly that matches there, but I don't have one. Unfortunately, the only green one that came is already on this tag, so I'll have to go with this, which isn't too bad. But I suppose I've got that tag, I've got a green tag, so I could use that instead for the matching the green, or I could use them both together. Anyway, I need to sort out this napkin, so I'll switch off, dry it and cut it off and get it all ready, and then I'll work on the window next, I think. Back in a minute. Alright, so it's dry now and I'm just cutting the excess off. Of course, I realise that I should have put the stuffer inside the window before I did the napkin, so I'm not thinking properly today. I might try and do something about that, but I'm not working that well there. Made a few mistakes, but that's how it works. It's good to see other people's mistakes, I think. See how they're going to fix it. I don't know if you can hear it, our neighbours out the front there talking quite loudly. Oh, this is really awkward. I like to make things hard for myself. And I could have torn it like I was doing yesterday, but I'm sort of over that now. I'm over being precious about it. It's just the inside anyway. I'm always losing scissors. Now I've lost my smaller purple handled ones that are actually my favourite. For a long time these were missing. The broken handle. Still works alright. And where did they turn up? They turned up in some really weird place. I don't know. I must pack things away in a rush and not look at, you know, what gets bundled together and thrown in a drawer or a container or something. Alright, so that's like that. What am I going to do about this here? I have that hanging down maybe. Doesn't look that great. Might trim a bit off. sorry. This is awkward to try and reach it and still stay on camera properly. I don't know, I seem to be doing alright, so. Let's see if we can pull this down a bit and tuck it underneath. Ew. This is the problem, I'm not thinking things through properly. It's coming away, but it's not doing it all that easily. Sit down there nicely for me. Get a bit of colour. And a little brush. And I've got a little tear there. Hopefully that'll be alright. So what do you reckon, Teresa? Going alright so far? Or would you have given up and thrown it at the wall by now because it'd be frustrating for you? Maybe you ever like that with your crochet. If things were a bit difficult. I feel like that sometimes too though, to be honest. Particularly when I was trying to do that ripple pattern crochet. Gee, that took me a long time to learn how to do that pattern properly. I think I pulled it undone about 15 times. It's crazy. But I eventually got the hang of it and did it, and it turned out really nicely, so I'm glad I persevered with it. Ooh. Now that's a little bit buckled. Use the scissors. The handle of scissors are very handy in place of a bone folder. Work just as well. Alright, that's not perfect, but it's okay. Now, I need to try and get this off without wrecking it. So I'll tear. Where's the edge? I can't feel it. There it is. I don't know how I'm going to do this now. I might have to put the cellophane over and then put something around the edge. Maybe some ribbon or maybe some more napkin. I don't know. My poor hubby, he went out the night before last and tried to get some more sunset shots with his camera, and he also went and visited a very old cemetery and had a look around there and took some photos of the gardens, and he said he had a really nice time, he really enjoyed it. And he also went down to the beach as well and tried to get some more sunset shots there. Came home, was really, really happy. Glad he went because he was considering not going. And then the next morning he found out that his memory card, if that's what you call it, you know, the card that holds all the images, it it had failed. So he had absolutely no pictures at all. He's so disappointed. Poor thing. Especially because he thought that he was getting some really good photos. And turned out that he got nothing. So I'm really sad for him. Because he loves his photography and he does such a good job with it too. It's only a hobby for him, but and he thinks that he's not really that good. He sort of judges his own work quite harshly, which I guess that's the same with us, isn't it? We sort of tend to be our own worst critics, and he's very much the same way. But yeah, I think his photos are fabulous, so I'm really sad for him that that went that way. So now he's going to have to get a new card and go back and try again. He also accidentally dropped his camera the other night too, although it was still inside the carrier case that he has for it. But he was really worried that he might have damaged it, or by jolting it something might have happened, but it's fine. The only thing is the card, but I don't know whether dropping it would have affected the card. Maybe. Oh well. This isn't working out that well. I'm going to have to put something. I can hear music outside. Quite loud. There might be there's a public park not too far. How many? About 4 streets over from us. And they might be having some sort of function or party down there. It's quite often you can hear the music when the wind's blowing in the right direction. And they usually on New Year's Eve have a fireworks display, and they have like an early session so that families can go with their children, and they let the fireworks off just after 9 o'clock, which is when it's starting to get dark then during summer. And you know, that's nice for them, but it's difficult for us because our dog gets very, very upset, like I mentioned before. And with the fireworks being fairly close to us, of course, you know, and dogs' hearing being so sensitive, it's a lot worse for him when they're that close. But kind of half hoping that they might cancel them tonight, because today is a total fire ban day because of the heat and the wind, and we've got quite a few bushfires burning in the state at the moment, and you know, on a really hot windy day it's dangerous to be having fireworks or open air fires of any sort, even barbecues. It's alright to use a barbecue with a gas bottle or electric connection, but you can't have any sort of open flame, which is a sensible thing. Sensible thing to ban it, I mean, not to have an open flame on a hot day. Oh, I'm getting here slowly. Oh, look, I tore that there. Oh well. Where's the edge? It's going to be a very long video if I keep it real time with me chatting. Hopefully some of you don't mind that. You like sort of having the company of someone talking while you're doing something else. I do. Much prefer the long videos than the short speeded up ones for watching. Ooh, a bit of glue mess on the acetate, but that should clean off alright, hopefully. Better do that in a minute before it sets hard. Just push all that back. Oh, it's a schmozzle. I'm going to get a baby wipe and see if it'll get the glue off quickly for me. A little bit of bubbles. My long thumbnails are so handy, but I'm going to lose them soon. This happens every summer. They start to split right down low. It's awful. It's awful if I catch them on something and they rip. Okay, sorry, I had to stop there for a minute. I could go and do something. So I've cut out some of this cellophane now, and I'm going to put it down, and I figured out that I'm probably better to use this double-sided tape because it's clear and you won't be able to see it. So I use that to stick that down, and it doesn't matter if it's not 100% perfect, although that's bothering me there. I might just patch that up with a bit of something first. I'm so fussy. But this is how we get things to look nice, isn't it? By taking a bit of time to do them. More glue. Just glue it all down. Glue is what we'll do. Okay, so I'm going to use the double-sided tape to stick it down. Just move this so I can see properly if it's still recording. Oh. Very handy, this stuff. And prior to me starting this art and craft stuff, I had no idea it existed. What a great invention it is. Make makes things a lot easier in certain circumstances. What's that dark thing stuck on there? Oh, there's something under there. Oh well. That's the general idea. Now you may not be able to see that. Maybe you can't see this, but I'll try holding it up so you hopefully can see the pattern. I think it looks nice. So there's that. Now I want to work out how to do the top and what to put on there. So, oh, the dog's scratching. I better go. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I've fiddled around a fair bit and figured out what I want to do rather than waste a lot of time on camera. So I've got my hot glue heated up and I'm going to glue some ribbon around the edge here to start with. And I hope I don't... There's a big blob of glue I didn't want there. I'm saying I hope I don't mess this up. It's a little bit hard trying to work out which glue to use, but I've gone with the hot one because I guess it's quicker. Just hoping it doesn't leave lumpy marks on there. Just do a little bit at a time. It's awkward. It's difficult to know how to do the corner. Too much clutter in my way. Oops. the glue gun because it either too little or too much comes out. Stringy bits everywhere. Come on. Oops, too much.